what divorce trends are you seeing right now?
I'm seeing with the gray divorce, I'm seeing that, well, the divorce rates, in my experience, is much higher with the gray divorce. So you're seeing like baby boomers, that general generation, you're seeing very high rates there. And I think in large part because they're starting to discover that they don't need or want to be unhappy. They're tired of just sticking it out,
Yeah.
right? And for many, this is a new phenomenon because it's always had that stigma. There's religious, social stigmas to, and even like familial. We shouldn't do that. Nobody in our family gets divorced, that
Well,
sort
I
of
feel
thing.
like that's the generation that really grew up with
Ooh,
the parents who like
uh huh.
stuck it out no matter what
That's
and
right.
so looked down and frowned upon divorce. And then the generation just past the baby boomers, which is us, is
Yeah,
really like we're allowed to take control of our own lives. But
yeah.
they're in that like iffy period.
Yeah, well, that's true. And I mean, I'm seeing again, I think they're just discovering that. They're just
Mm.
discovering that they can have that happiness that their whole life they've been told that, well, you just stick it out. You don't divorce. Nobody divorces. Why would you want to do that? Um, and I'm finding with the younger generations, it's an interesting dynamic with the younger generations because they're getting married much less frequently. That's one of the dynamics.
Yeah, and
Um,
later also.
and later, um, but I think there's also a lot of interesting dynamics developing there because the ladies in those relationships tend to be much higher percentage than they used to be, like leaders of business, CEOs, killing it, making their own money, buying their own houses,
They're
having their own
ballers.
things. Right, right, right. What's like badass bitch? Is that
Yeah,
yeah?
right,
So
exactly.
yeah. My wife's one of those badass bitches. So it's tough to keep up with her. But yeah, and they're seeing like, hey, now you have the situation where these ladies are paying all the bills and they're working the jobs and they're working the overtime and they're killing it. But for social or whatever other reasons, I'm finding they're still taking care of the kids. They're still making the meals. They're still doing the laundry. They're still doing the school meetings. They're still doing the doctor's appointments. And I'm like, they're at the point where like, this can't work.
Yeah.
This can't work where I'm doing it all. You want to do it. And I think in that sort of circumstance, this supermom thing, it's there. It's like a thing. And they're like, I can be supermom.
Right.
But then they get to a point where like, I can't do this anymore. I,
Yeah.
I just can't be everything to everyone all the time. I can't.